Welcome everyone to an arena video. This is Andrea Mengucci. This video is sponsored to you by channelfireball.com and Ultimate God. Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video on Arena made by your Mangu09, Andrea Mengucci, from my YouTube channel, where I'm playing Bant Aggro. This is a standard deck that I highlighted in my deck of the weekend. You know, every Monday I've been doing this video that you can see on my channel, where I kind of highlight 3 decks that I thought were the most like unique, cool decks to highlight, and I play them in the weekend. So this is the standard one. Standard is kind of like stalling a little bit, so like finding new decks is always hard. This deck came 10th in the SCG Invitational, went a nice 7-1 with, so that'll be the deck I'm highlighting for you today. It's green, white, splashing blue. Green white has definitely some good cards. Even though green and mono white are 2 of the best decks in standard, although they might be because of Fatal 7. So putting them together doesn't necessarily mean that you get the best of both worlds. You do get Azika's Chariot, as well as Elite Spellbinder, Luminar Caster, and some of the best white cards. You also get Katilda. This is a nice human that says creatures, humans you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, and then has a nice Gavony Township effect for 6 mana. Our deck is mostly humans. You have Barber Trucker, Spellbinder Cathar, Adversary Aspirant. You also have some wolves in the form of Rangers class, and Redain, which is makes gods and cats. But it is mostly humans, so Katilda definitely has that nice effect. You have a lot of lands in this deck. You're a 3-color with a very cheap curve, but you're playing 26 and a 9 in the sideboard. I guess you can just, replace for whatever, force replace whenever you bring in the Hermits and the blue cards against these decks. But it is sweet. It is sweet. You have Decisive Denial. This is a card that I have in my cube. It's a nice, mana leak for spells, or you can fight. So very versatile. You have Inscription of Abundance, also quite versatile, and Fateful Absence, which is going to be your removal spell of choice. You have Lair of the Hydra as creature lands and a well-banned fixed mana base. In the sideboard, you have some removal spell, mostly counters. Toski, which is very good in this deck, really good in this deck, since your curve is very cheap. Yeah. A Malevolent Hermit, and then Vanquish the Horde. This is a weird one, because what do? You go like, I play more creatures, so I reduce the cost, but you don't want to play more creatures into your own wrath. I think it's going to be maybe a good tool in the aggro mirror match. I mean, of course, that's the matchup, but definitely an interesting card to, play in your mostly creature deck. But yeah, so that's my deck tech. I'm going to get into the matches, the season reset, so I'll start off with Platinum. And let's get into that, remembering that you can like and subscribe the video to see more content. I'll be producing more YouTube content, so if you like what you see, yeah, just, try to show it, so I will continue doing it. And yep, I'll see you guys in just a second. On to the match, playing first. I forgot to mention the person who I copied a list from, and that is Raja Suleiman. I believe as a content creator, it is always very important to highlight the players that we take our deck list from, because of course it's always cool to just make your own deck, but sometimes it is hard, to make so much content and always come up with new things. Anyway, I could play Katilda now. She will make me able to go Azika's Chariot turn 3. I'm on the play. Yeah, they could have had Spikefield Hazard, but they didn't have it, so that's good. 2 mountains, alright. Okay. I'll go for an Azika's Chariot here. No, they're not humans. The cats aren't humans, but I'm on the play. My opponent has 2 mountains. It's fine. I have Decisive Denial as a counter spell, so I have no problem incurring this Chariot, and boom, Azika's Chariot just wins games like that. Alright, so I'm assuming my opponent's just straight up mountain, knows no mountain, so I guess they're playing control or combo, whatever you want to call it. Combo control. Taking out some Some Catilda too? I don't know. Probably taking out a forest. Maybe interpret adversary. Yeah. Alright, let's go. One goes first. I have no lands despite playing 26. Alright, here we go. Lands. I think I can bottom a Rangers class. The second copy of Rangers class is just a 2/2. So first Meyer. So I might have misunderstood my opponent deck. I thought Mountain meant blue-red, but you're playing Kalane, Reclusive Painter here. So my disdainful stroke, it's looking kind of awkward. Now, Catilda basically means that the Luminarch Aspirant next turn will add mana. So I think I'll start off with an Aspirant. Because the earlier you play this, the better it is, because you already got a counter. Sure, they can kill it. Ooh, we messed from Prayer. I wish I didn't play anything now. Yep. Okay. So I can go Catilda and then Rangers class. Where do I want to put a counter on? Probably on the Wolf. Maybe on the Catilda. So that this doesn't die to... I don't know. Spikefield Hazard is the card I'm thinking of. Next turn, I can already pump my team. Put in task for 5, no extra ability since there's no card in the graveyard. And sacrifice a creature to give this indestructible. I think now I'm going with the Wolf since I'm using... Oh, actually, this is tap 6 and tap. My apologies. Fine here. I am attacking with these two. How about these three? What do they have here? Probably just block and sacrifice is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. And now I'm leveling up the Rangers class. Obviously, this is a mistake. I should have done this before, but whenever you make mistakes, you know, like the one that I thought that I was able to activate this, just don't think that since because I made a mistake here, I now have to play differently. Just accept your one damage missed and move on. It's also very important to do Magic to recover from mistakes. Anyway, we're doing great here. We, used our disdainful stroke on a Goldspan Dragon. And now I'm probably simply attacking with my Wolf, since he'll get extra counter. I can also play that, just use that Catilda ability. Although I did draw an Ezeka's Chariot, so I'm just attacking with this Wolf as a 5/5. Since they can't do anything about it. I'm passing. I have some mana, but it's only 3 mana. This requires 4 to level up. And Catilda says that only humans have that mana. Alright, this was a pretty convincing victory. The combination of cheap aggression and backup counter magic seems to be quite successful. Alright, I'll be back with another match. Second match, and I'm still on the play. I'm not opening that very many lands despite how many I play in this deck. Okay. I'll be bottoming. I want to bottom these 2 cards here. Yeah. I can go turn 1. I think it's good. I can go Deserted Beach, pass. Next turn I go Lair of the Hydra. Aspirant, we'll see. Prismari Campus. Still doing this. Again, the earlier you play this, the better. Same thing with the Rangers class, don't get me wrong, it's just that. Yeah. Yeah, bottoming that Interpret Adversary hurts, but like, I felt like I needed to keep at least 3 lands there. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do anything outside of leveling up my Rangers class. Smoldering Egg. Yep, very good. Okay, they don't have a land at least. It's Spellbinder. Yeah, I'm probably happy to play Spellbinder. It's dying, but not so sure. Maybe I was supposed just to attack. I don't know. I think this is just the best to exile with Spellbinder. This makes this card cost 9, which effectively just discards it. Everything else I can target with Spellbinder, they will eventually be able to cast it, because this doesn't discard a card, it just puts into the exile zone. So, but Epiphany, I mean, this just raises the cost of 3. That's such a big deal that, yeah, that I think it's worth it. It was possible that maybe I was just supposed to attack with this and just not make them make any play, basically. It was possible. Now, I can level up the class or attack. I believe I don't go very further, so if I just attack for 4, I think I just want to get like Symboli off the top. I'm not getting. With this, I can then fight. Third creature you control targets. So, but they do have lots of things up now. It's gonna be almost impossible for me to win this game. It's based off the fact that I never really... Okay, so they put a card in the side. They shouldn't let me what it is, though. They shouldn't let me know what it is, though. I shouldn't be... See, this is not good. In paper, you wouldn't know if they put a saw it coming. Because this card over here could be a saw it coming. I guess you still don't know about it. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I didn't know about it. That's sorry. Anyway, there's a Rangers class over there. Let me pay 4. Yeah, I should definitely have played this as a forest. Or this as a forest. Anyway, it's not creature, right? Yeah. So go X equal 5 and attack. Let's see if they play Rangers class kicked on my Rangers class. Sorry, Into the World on my kicked on my Rangers class. Right, they do. Okay. And they flip the Ashmouth Dragon. And they draw a Goldspan Dragon. Not gonna be easy. If I pay X equal 4, I have to tap 5 lands. I have to pay X equal 3. It's not over yet, so... let me go Abundance to fight the Goldspan Dragon. Alright, good game. Not a game that I was in any business of winning after the mulligan to 5 and that heavy flood. Alright, so I'm bringing in all of these. Actually, no, sorry. Description of Abundance. Taking out the Birth of Atar, Fateful Absence. Interpret Adversary, and some copies of Catilda. Can do this. Yeah. I should have to take out a land. What do I want to resume? Is that a Bruthagatar? Might be having troubles in dealing with the Smoldering Gag. I guess I have Decisive Denial. Okay. I do think that Catilda isn't amazing in this matchup. Like, you're not really going that much wide, and because they kill your things, and that's a 1/1 that dies to the 1/1 damage. All right, so finally we have some just color screw, not just mana screw. We don't have green, and we have to mulligan because of that. Nothing that the hand was particularly good. All right. Yeah, I believe that this Info Stroke is fine to go on the bottom. I want to keep a very good curve here of 1, 2, 3. Same deal as before. I want to go Rangers class or Luminarch Aspirant. I think now it's fine to go Rangers class, and the reason being, next turn I can just simply attack, they take 2 damage, and then I play this, or just play this, and then play my top land. Never mind, sorry. Maybe I was supposed to play Redain, but I don't think so. No, Redain I think is better than... I think Redain is better than the Aspirant, so I was happy to just offer the bait there. We should drill in for Tusky, but that's okay. I can now... I'll probably am okay in just attacking here. Let's see what they do, and then I'll play one of my 3-drops. The Barbary Trucker looks to be bigger, also dodges Prismari Command. Nothing that Redain doesn't. But, okay, Burning Hands. But I just believe that my opponent might have had the counterspell. So I wanted to hold Redain for when she was a little bit safer, which does seem like the case. Play my Redain, and now this, you know, whatever it is, if it's a Time Walk, it costs 8 instead of 6. Unexpected Windfall costs 6, and etc. 50 mana, okay. Yeah, I believe it is my time to go Tusky now. It's uncounterable, so if this is a Sword coming, they can't counter it. And something will go through, I'll hit my land drops. I'm not saying that I didn't want to disable Stroke in this matchup. You know, that's not why I bounced the thing. Just that I wanted to have an aggressive curve of 2, 3, 4 on the play. And that was the reason why I bottomed it. Now, of course, I am missing that disable Stroke. But I wouldn't be able to hold it up yet until I had that, like, aggression going on. I think that is an important lesson to learn, because if you hold, well, if you overload with too many reactive cards in this kind of matchups, it might be bad. Like if you draw them more, if I draw more disdainful strokes and etc. The game went on that I just drew a lot of gas, so I didn't need to hold it. You know, I didn't need to hold that Luminarch Aspirant. But of course, Tusky was amazing here. All right, I'll play an Aspirant. They decide to explode. I guess they have only lands in end. But once again, if they resolve 1 hour in the Epiphany, it's not game over. Okay? Like, this card isn't a 1-card combo. It's a combo with Galvanic Iteration, super late in the game. Like, you need to have pressure. Okay? That's why I bought him the Stroke there. This is a Bruthagatar is so weird to have. There's so many removal spells. You know, I accept this sideboarding. Let's go with this. Cool spot. Not a great hand, but I'm not going to mulligan. This deck is indeed land heavy. And I think a fixed mana base with a 2/3 curve, I'm happy to keep it. Okay, classic question, what should I do first? I think after some quote-unquote practicing, I think Rangers class is the best one to go with. Okay. Same deal as before. I'm simply going Luminarch Aspirant. You're supposed to play land first. Because the thing is that this, again, is like at best in the early game. Okay, I don't want to play Redain. I also don't want to level this up. I'm gonna play Spellbinder in this turn. Next turn I can go Redain and level up. It will be a better way to spend my mana. They counter this, I'm okay. Sure. Okay. Go Redain. Go up the class and attack for 3. Block it, that's fine, we move on. Maybe I was supposed to not tap out first. I just assumed they would tap regardless. Maybe they don't. But I think you do. I mean, not blocking here is definitely a mistake. Especially if turn 5 with Agon 0 counter. Okay, Redain dies. Not a very impressive performance by Redain, I want to say. Oh, any to the Royal. This is already on 2 counters. Right, so let me activate this for 1 and then I'll play. Then I'll play a Spellbinder. This will get an extra counter. Yeah, this is tricky enough that it didn't block. Maybe it wouldn't have blocked earlier as well. Anyway, yeah, Goldspan Dragon costs 7 now. You always take the most expensive card with this. They draw land and pass. They have this as a defender. And they have this that can deal 6 damage if it's green, and Lair of the Hydra is indeed green. So I have to make the Lair of the Hydra 7/7. Can I do that? I pay 1 and then I pay 5. So this becomes a 6/6, so it's not enough. Okay, then let's level up the Rangers class. I'll land on top, of course. And let me tap for 4. They use a Burning Hands now, that's fine. They would have used it on the 6/6 Lair of the Hydra, in fact. Yep. Moldering Gag is yep. Next turn I have a 7/7 attack in here. Draw land, then they play an extra turn. The game is probably over. I want to say that I got, they didn't draw well game 1 and 3. I mean, the game is not over, but staring at 10 lands in the first 8 turns of the game is definitely pretty a hard task. There's Mari Command. What are you doing? You deal 2 damage to me, and you make a treasure token. Okay. For a land, on top there's a land. E 3. Alright. So I'm attacking for 8 here. Actually, a good game. Probably have lethal with the Aron's Epiphany. Yeah. Nope. I thought this was an Aron Epiphany. Oh yeah, it is. It is. They send me to 8 with Aron's Epiphany. Yeah, then they have lethal with the Den of the Bugbear. fine. I mean, not much I could have done. My opponent deck didn't do anything particularly strong. I just didn't really function game 1 and 3. And that's okay. We move on to a next match, still with Bantagro. And yeah, thanks for sticking around for the third game. Third match, sorry. Alright, won the die roll 3 times in a row. That's very lucky. But we can keep this hand. Okay, this is good. Keep 6, bottoming this island. And let's kick things off with a land and passing up the turn. Alright, hold the Storm Giants. I can go do a quick check. Whether I need more white or green. I think I need more white to interpret adversary. So I'll go here. I guess I can delay my option here since still have the blue mana here, and this is green and white, so that's the best land to play. Alright, blue black. So I'm playing against a control deck, not against the turn deck. This one goes better in curve, so I believe I want to go Redain here. Although, of course, the earlier you played is the best. Celeste. Okay. And I'll deploy my 2. Deploy my 2 cards here in Catilda and Luminarch Aspirant. We played a pre-combat. Definitely an oversight. See, Playfield Hazard. Alright. How much we have changed. Okay, Smothering Egg. And foretell a card. Most likely in Arden's Epiphany. I'm already in Lair of the Hydra territory here, attacking for 6. Next turn I can use Catilda ability, although not sure if that's a good thing. Anyway, it's night because I didn't draw a spell, and they discard Cinderclasm. Ooh, Light Leer. Let's see if I draw something relevant. Fortunately, do not. Okay, what now? Well, I can go Rangers class. And put this to a 3. I believe it's best to just level this up and attack for 3, but I'm not really going much far against the Leer active. Yep. You get a 6. This deck definitely floods very much. Okay, with the Qatar, that's not a bad one to find on top of my deck. Let's split land first. Interpret adversary, okay. Oh wow, it's night. I haven't thought about it. Alright, nice. Oops, I mean, sure. Pass. Maybe they flip today and this one flips back. Alright, Cinderclasm. You didn't even need to pay the 3 mana of Ward, since Lear says the spell creatures are uncounterable. Alright, good game, opponent. Well played. Yeah, I mean, opponent deck seems better than mine, let's just say that. Alright, let's go to the sideboard. I have blue cards in it. I did lose game 1 earlier as well, but then I rallied back and won game 2 to kind of flood out game 3, so let's hope for a better outcome this game. The sideboard is something like this, and let's go. Play first. Not a 2-drop, but I've already mulliganed so much with this deck that I'm not shipping a playable hand. Okay, go Island Pass, kind of bluffing something. I think I'll go Barbary Tracker in case they have a removal spell. At least I will create a clue. Whereas if they just play Redain and they have a removal spell, simply 1-for-1. Not that I'm getting anything out of this yet. In the future. Okay. They are mana up, so I don't want to play Tusky because this is uncounterable. I think I'm once again playing Barbary Trucker. Again, kind of plays off curve. But I think it's okay. It could have also gone Tusky. It's not wrong. This just attacks for so much. Okay. Alright. Zika's Chariot here. It's clearly the play. Lear. Well, maybe it wasn't that clear of a play since I left the window open for Lear. Have 6 mana. I can play Tusky. For you to Chariot and the tap with it. Does seem like a good play to me, so I will do it. Gonna be a card advantage. Race. Pass with 2 mana up for a clue or for a Disdainful Stroke, which is currently dead because my opponent has Lear in play. Good enough to draw a card. Yep. Decisive Denial. Alright, this is good. This means that I can fight. Although they do have Infernal Grasp up. 7 lands. Let's kick things off with a Redain. God of the Worthy. I could have also gone for Valkymir. I haven't thought about that. Okay, now I'll play also the Aspirant. Kind of want to have Decisive Denial and Disdainful Stroke up. One says is dead, so that if they play another one. This is risky though. It's very risky though. You know what? Probably just do this. And simply putting the counter on the Tusky and attacking with it. I don't want to activate my Chariot. Or should I? Decisive Denial is able to kill Lear with Tusky because it has Indestructible. But it might have the bounce spell. If the bounce spell's bad. Yeah. You know what? I'm just relaxing here. Attacking with Tusky, gets blocked, and move on. They do anything, I have the fight spell up. If not, I'm just drawing a card with a clue. No, it's not a big deal. Galvanic Iteration. Okay. I'm assuming they will go for a Infernal Grasp. And this is the reason why I waited so long. The reason why I waited so long was so that my opponent would tap out so that if they had a bounce spell, they weren't able to save their Lear. Now fighting with Tusky, and now the Infernal Grasp resolved. They don't want to fight with Redain because they want to deal them 4 damage. And my Cheer is still safe there. Now, of course, they could have another Lear, but it could also not have another Lear, and I probably win this game. I did tap out, so I can't Disdainful Stroke that, but that is okay. I decided to play the Luminar Caspirant, which pumped the Tusky, enabling everything that you're seeing at the moment. I think this game is going very well. They exile a Jawara Disruption, which they can't play as land. Or can they? They can. Sometimes I forget basic things that I've done a million times. Anyway, I'll play Bribery Trucker, which is excellent. Since I'm able now to create a Chariot. Stuck with all Topi Cat. I already have plenty of clue tokens. Also, I'm drawing a lot of cards with the Tusky now, so no reason to just make more clues. Just make so that I can't 1-for-1 my board state anymore. Yep, perfect. Okay, now counter Lear, which makes spells uncounterable, but it is definitely counterable. Okay. All right, good game. Back for game number 3. So once again, we got to win game 2 on behalf of my powerful interaction. And mostly Tusky. Mostly Tusky. Tusky's really good. Maybe... Yeah, maybe Lear is that good that I might need a couple of that Fateful Absence. They can cut a land in this matchup. Yeah, I'll cut a land in this matchup. I'll bring in Catilda. 1 Catilda's okay, I think. Alright. Could have been a Plains. But it's okay, I'm not complaining. My hand is fine. And now I got even better with that white-blue land. Okay, definitely better now, too. Do I need multiple green? Maybe, maybe not. Do I need multiple blue? Maybe, maybe not. Alright, let's say that I need multiple green, then multiple blue, so I'll just go Rangers class now. I can go Catilda next turn and go both Rangers class and I think this is fine. I don't think I need to counter that many 4 drops. Two cards in the Foretell zone. Go to combat, and then I'll play Yield and Power. I might have, Sinnerclasm to sweep my board. And, not ideal, but I'm okay. I think this Info Stroke is mostly for Lear. Though they're 2 lands, and they pass. I'll level the class up. And I'll go to combat. I'll probably just split my counters around, especially since this dies to the bounce spell. Yeah, that's it. So need to keep up this Info Stroke up. Wish I had a mix, but this card countering Lear is definitely the most important of the bunch. Yep. Yeah, just the one layer of the Hydra here. Keep up this Danfo stroke. I think it's reasonable. When it can have Jawar Disruption, which will be tough, but they do have Fateful Absence in that case. I'll pop the layer of the Hydra. Demon Bolt. Definitely annoying. I was mostly thinking about the bounce spell, but yeah, Demon Bolt also annoying here. Started burning hands, that's scary. If you were disruption. Okay. Draw 2 new cards. There are 2 lands. That stuff counts against my deck is weird. I don't even have like any spell. Alright. Fateful Absence. And guess I only drew land. I'm approaching the classic late game of this deck of mono lands. Even if we sideboarded at 1. Alright, they probably go for Aron's Epiphany now. With the Hollow of the Storm Giants up. Alright, that's it. I'll give up. I don't think the deck I played was particularly strong, and I don't know why you should play it over green and white. And sometimes it's good. You know, most content creators just play a new deck and lie, saying it's good or not. I just didn't find that. I'm playing, you know, obviously a very small sample size, but my claims aren't the truth. But I do see results and draw conclusion, even from a small sample size, because you can't really go around and play 100 matches with every deck. So yeah, I don't know. Didn't like this deck very much. The fact that you have to fix your mana base, you have to play a million lands, you can't play that many creature lands, and also they're not very good because Lair of the Hydra isn't Faceless 7. It's so far away from Faceless 7 that I would definitely go for green or white if I had to play an aggro deck. Not the brightest moment for standard at the moment, but Crimson Vow is behind the corner. Maybe you're gonna see some more variety in the decks, and I'll be back with another video on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned. Press like if you did, comment if you disagreed with my plays with my sideboarding, my final results, and yeah, see you next time. Goodbye.